Previously on Super Kaizo Ironmon. In our first trip to the Safari Zone in the series, we used a Blaziken named Billy, which was powered by huge attack and an assortment of great moves. Once at the Safari Zone, we ended up pivoting to a Gyarados that unfortunately met its demise as soon as we left. But today's run asks the question, can a Pokemon with essentially one really good move and nothing else, while also carrying a huge glaring defensive weakness, power its way to the Safari Zone? That question and many others will be answered as today I tell you the story about a Gyarados named No Thunder. I'm on a quest to defeat Super Kaizo Ironmon, the fourth iteration of a Pokemon Fire Red challenge I created where every Pokemon has its stats, abilities, and moves all randomized. Not only is everything randomized, but every enemy trainer has 50% higher levels, I can't purchase any items, I can pick up very few items, and to make matters worse, all the trainers are fully equipped with items and smart AI. My goal is to get to the Safari Zone in Fuchsia City, where I must take my one Pokemon and start completely from scratch and swap to a new Pokemon which I then must use to beat the Elite Four. This series is about telling the stories of the Mons that matter. Not every Mon we cover will make it to the Safari Zone. Some may lose very early, but every Mon we cover will have a story to tell, and I'm excited to tell you about it. This is my journey to beat Pokemon's most luck-based challenge, Super Kaizo Ironmon. Every run begins in the small town of Pallet. Each seed starts with us randomly choosing a Pokemon to escape the lab with. And in our previous video, the Blaziken was waiting for us right in the lab. It was perfect and I knew right away that would be my Mon of choice. But not every run gives you a winner in the lab. Sometimes the game gives you a Pokemon just good enough to make it out. And then it's your job to find a replacement. And in this attempt, it absolutely goes that way. We get gifted an incredibly slow Fortress with decent attack. Fortress is ×4 weak to fire, and with 0 speed, this is a recipe for disaster. And let me tell you, you'll never catch me running 4 times weakness Mons in Super Kaizo Ironmon. Please. Yes. Huge. Now I know what you're thinking. I just said I would never run 4x weakness Mons, but sometimes you gotta break your own rules. But before we get to the why I ended up catching this Gyarados, let's first talk about something that happens in a ton of these runs, pivoting after the lab. As I mentioned before, some Mons are just destined to get out of the lab, and that's it. Not every Mon can be a winner right from the start. In Fire Red Leaf Green, once you've brought Oak's Parcel, you are given access to 5 Pokeballs and are allowed to buy more from the shop. I've mentioned that items are not allowed to be purchased from the store, with the exception of repels and Pokeball variants. I'm not that evil. Well, yet. You are allowed to try and catch one Mon from each route that you have available to you, but you must commit to the Mon in that route before you look at its stats. So you have a total of 14 Mons ranging from levels 3 to 9 to choose from before you are forced to fight the first trainer in the woods. Pivoting is one of the more skilled portions of the run, and sometimes some of the best runners will take hours to decide which Mon is the best option to take going forward. But I knew the moment I saw this Gyarados, this Mon was for me. You see, this Gyarados was the ultimate gambit. She came with the ability Drizzle, which activates Rain at the start of each battle until another Mon changes the weather. Rain gives a boost to all water moves by 50%, and Gyarados being a Watermon also gets an additional 50% boost due to Stab. And why was this such a big deal? Because this Gyarados came with what many consider the best water move in the game for Super Kaizo, Water Spout. Water Spout does more damage the more HP you have. At full HP, it hits for 150 power. But when you add on the Stab from Gyarados and the boost from Rain, it hits for a staggering 337.5 power. And if you hit something for super effective, we are now talking 675 power. As long as you're fast, this is an incredible Pokemon. And lo and behold, it's decently fast. Now here's the issue with Gyarados. It had one usable attacking move in Water Spout. It also had Brick Break, but almost no attack stats. It also had no defense and was still 4 times weak to electric moves. Not to mention, Drizzle has a secondary effect. Thunder, one of the strongest electric moves, only hampered by its very bad 70% accuracy, never misses with Rain active. So if Mon ever gets one off, we're dead in the water. Gyarados also suffers from one other big risk for Super Kaizo. We don't learn our first move till level 20. So if that move sucks, we don't have enough PP to beat Brock. While Water Spout truly is awesome here, it only has 5 uses. So it's going to take an absolute miracle to beat him. But I'm a man who loves to live life on the edge. So I said, what the heck, let's give it a shot. And so began the journey of a Gyarados that I named No Thunder. Because obviously electric moves don't exist in Pokemon, right? Now, one last thing before we send this Mon into the first trainer. I forgot to mention there was another move that it had that I found out very quickly during this run is actually nuts. If you've ever played competitive Pokemon, you might have heard about the move Trick. It allows you to swap items with the opposing Pokemon. In competitive, it's used to give bad items to your opponents while stealing theirs. But in Super Kaizo, this move is all about gaining the item from your opponent. Remember, in Super Kaizo Ironmon, every Pokemon opposing trainers has a held usable item, like berries and herbs, lumberries, citrus berries, berry juices, any status heal berry are all great grabs. But the actual best berry we could pull for this Mon specifically is the Leppa berry. Leppa berries restore 10 PP once you've used all your PP of a certain move. And with a move like Water Spout that is only 5 PP, that is a huge pickup. Super Kaizo is notorious for having even less items available to find. Trick solves this problem at the expense of leaving yourself open to attack. And when you're running a Pokemon where any stray electric move could end it, it creates the ultimate gambit. Knowing when to use Trick without risking too much adds a whole nother layer and makes this Gyarados an extremely high risk, high reward Pokemon. Even though we only have Water Spout till move 20, it typically should be enough to clear Forest as long as we can get past the first trainer due to our insane Rain plus Stab combo and Water Spout. After a close call with a Machamp who doesn't want to die, and a water-resisted Meganium, we proceed to quickly dispatch the rest of the trainers in the woods. Along the way, I'm able to snag 2 berry juices, which are held items that'll heal 20 HP apiece when we drop below half HP, and a few other small held items with Trick. The strategy is to typically wait till the last Pokemon, or if a very low BST Mon shows up. While no Leppas were stolen, I was lucky enough to find an Ether in the forest. It'll cost me a turn to use in battle, but at least I'll have 10 Water Spouts for the 8 Mons in Brock's gym. The good news is I go into Brock's gym at level 18, but very close to 19. So if we can pick up a great move on 20, we'll be in a great spot to clear him. The strategy is going to be pretty simple. I'm going to press Water Spout, and when I run out of Water Spouts, I'm going to use my Ether to restore it. I have 10 uses and there are 8 Mons. Let's see how this plays out. All right, we're pressing the Water Spout button every single time. Pressing the Water Spout button until I cannot press it anymore. We do not want to see Ludicolo or friends of Ludicolo. But Sunkern's fine. Gamers, it's time. We must put a stop to Brock's evil reign. And one man stands in the way, and his name is Cruzy. If we learn a move on 20 that's a special attack, we are absolutely cooking. Again, I'm pressing Water Spout until I can't press it anymore. Really? Is this Serene Grace? Jeez Louise, dude. It's just the ace. Like, this is still a really solid, strong move. I mean, at least Brick Break has some value here. And we have the Berry Juice. Don't. I think we're fine. There it is. Easy come, easy go, baby. We have a run. After a close call with a Moltres that wouldn't stop flinching and no help from move 20, No Thunder barely escapes Brock, and unfortunately gets another useless TM in Arm Thrust. While Brock has been defeated, this is only the beginning, and there are plenty more obstacles and roadblocks along the way. The strategy for this Pokemon right now isn't too crazy. I'm going to press the Water Spout button, and I'm going to try and sneak a few tricks in as well. Here's the issue. Our first dungeon, Mount Moon, is coming up, and we have used our Ether. I bare minimum have to defeat 5 Pokemon. And even if I defeat those 5 Pokemon, we're going to be extremely low on the XP we've gained and be at a huge disadvantage going into Misty. We're also going to need to trick some super awesome items or find something really awesome in Mount Moon. Against the trainers we have to fight before Mount Moon, I'm able to snag a Lumberry, which heals any status effect, and a Chesto Berry, which heals sleep, but unfortunately are not able to grab a Leppa Berry. Move 25 ends up being Snatch, a pretty useless move, and we still have no healing items going into Mount Moon. Thankfully, we are going in at level 27, which I would consider above average entering Mount Moon. We do a quick peruse of the items in Mount Moon and luckily find another Ether, which is a godsend. Unfortunately, we find nothing else of value, and due to needing the Ether to have any chance of beating Misty, we have just enough PP to defeat the 2 required fights and leave Mount Moon very underleveled. I want to typically leave Mount Moon at level 30, but I'm leaving at 28, a huge difference in what I'm looking for. Rival fight on the bridge goes as planned. I press the Water Spout button and the Mons disappear. And you'll never believe it, on the bridge trainers, I do the same exact strategy, and lo and behold, the Mons disappear. At level 30, we finally get a special move in the ice move, Ice Ball. Ice Ball is an interesting move to say the least. It starts out at 30 power, and once you use it, you're locked in for 5 turns unless it misses. But the move doubles in power with every use. And while this is not a move I would normally be super excited about, desperate times call for desperate measures. In Misty's gym, there are 9 total Pokemon, and we only have 10 Water Spouts with the Ether that we picked up. Realistically, not every Mon will get one shot, and we also have 0 heals. So the more damage I take, the weaker Water Spout will be, as it's entirely based on HP. With that said, I'm ready to do my best, and let's see how Misty goes. Okay, this is one of those situations where I'm tempted to not press the Water Spout button. We have an Ether. Oh my god. This could be bad. Okay, that thing is faster. I need it to just die. Woo! Okay, it's got a lot of HP. Benanat. As much as I hate this, we still have to press the Water Spout button. I just like, I don't have any heals, and its value is 100% tied to my HP. All right, gamers. Like, we have 2 Water Spouts, and more times than not, the Mon that's like dangerous. Oh, awful, dude. That is the worst weather we could have had. We're gonna probably have to rely on Ice Ball now, man. That's probably GG. Huge crit. Brick break value? Okay. No! Do I Ether here? All right, this is the question we have to ask ourselves. At this point, it's still a 120 power move, or like 110 power move. Okay, now we Ice Ball. Now we Ice Ball. Now we Ice Ball. I don't like this, but if we get through with an Ice Ball, we're cooking. Come on. Yes! We're rolling, baby! We're rolling! We're rolling! Oh, baby, we're rolling! Yes! And we're drizzling back, dude! Let's go! That was probably the best case scenario for us, honestly. Dude, it feels so good, man. An incredible Misty fight, which saw us go from rain to drought to rain again, while also getting clutch value from Ice Ball, ends with us only having 1 Water Spout left. No Thunder continues to barely get by, and we're alive and moving forward on to phase 3 on the path to the Safari Zone. With Misty defeated, we pick up her TM Sheer Cold, a one-hit KO move that I would probably teach to Gyarados, but unfortunately we lose the 50-50 and cannot teach it. And the move at level 35 also does us no favors with giving us the move Bide, another awful move for Ironmon. And to make matters worse, we're slowly running out of time to find a Lepid Berry or another PP item, as we are approaching the overwhelming wall that is Rock Tunnel. I simply need to roll a move with more PP or better PP items if I'm going to be able to escape Rock Tunnel and defeat Erica's gym. Now, in my previous Billy run, we skipped a huge amount of trainers because Billy was so strong. But with no Thunder, I'm going to need to farm a little extra XP so that we can hit level 45 before we go into Rock Tunnel. We also want to use Trick on as many trainers as possible so we can find that elusive Lepid Berry. Gyarados learns a move every 5 levels starting at 20. So at this point, we have 2 more chances to learn a move and a ton of trainers to trick from. We are also in dire need of some healing items, as our really only good move is based off of HP. So things are looking grim. But we get a little bit of hope with a Moo Milk in Vermilion City, and we steamroll through all the trainers, picking up a few helpful berries along the way to level 40, where we get the opportunity to learn Facade, which we again pass because our attack stat is so low. Brick Break at least gives us some coverage. Then finally, the Lunatone of Legends gives us a Lepid Berry off of Trick, drastically improving our odds to progress. With the extra items and levels, we enter the SS Anne to once again battle the rival and hopefully roll a few more good items. Item-wise, we pick up a huge heal in Energy Root, but not much else is on the boat, and then it's time for the rival fight. Thankfully, Water Spout plus Drizzle is still ridiculous and we breeze through the fight. After SS Anne, we continue to fight the trainers that are right before Rock Tunnel's entrance for more XP and more opportunities for trick items. We reach level 45 and once again we get a not great move in Knockoff, a 20 power dark type move. In a normal situation, this would be an easy ditch, but because we are so desperate for special attack PP moves, we opt to take it over Brick Break. It will give us some extra hits for finishing moves, and it gives us coverage against Shedinja, a mon that you can only kill with super effective moves. We're now faced with a big choice. We can fight Surge for what is roughly around a 10% chance to get a learnable decent special attack move and pick up some speed, or we can opt to try and clear Rock Tunnel, which would give us access to more items that help us. While it would seem like an easy choice as Surge's gym has 12 mons versus the 20 mons of Rock Tunnel, we're going to have to use a Lepid Berry either way. I opt to go to Rock Tunnel first, as I feel the odds of rolling another Lepid Berry from Trick or picking up a PP item are far higher than the 10% chance of getting another special attack move. In Billy's run, I made a huge deal of how hard Rock Tunnel is, and then I ended up not taking a single amount of damage. This Rock Tunnel will not be so easy. We're entering Rock Tunnel with effectively 10 uses of Water Spout due to the Lepid Berry we were able to gain. There are anywhere between 18 to 20 Pokemon we have to fight, and the last time I checked, 18 to 20 is more than 10 Water Spouts. Ice Ball, which we picked up earlier in the run off of a Miracle, is going to have to do some heavy lifting. Let's make this magic happen. All right, now this is a situation, this is a very interesting start. This is a situation where you could make the argument that we Ice Ball here, right? It's a 60 power move and we have heals. So yeah, I'm an Ice Ball. Yeah, perfect. Now it's a 60 power move regardless. Okay, that is unfortunate, but we have fought this before. That was a crit. We're stuck. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I don't care too much about that. I definitely think we're in a situation where I really need to be thinking about, like, okay, we have, that's annoying. We have Lumberries, that's annoying. Good to know, but very annoying. Holy. Actually awful. I'm just debating on how, again, we have a bunch of decent heals here. Oh, Lum does go off now. That's actually awesome. I didn't know if it did or not. I think there's an argument to be made that maybe we keep the Lumberries on right now just because I'm more than likely not going to trick, but at the same time, I don't know. I think we play it by ear. We effectively have already saved 2 spouts off of the first trainer. And we're down to 2 water spouts with the Lepa. So this dude's got 4 29s. I think we fight him and we ice ball. Annoying, but I think we need to water spout. I hate this, but we can't be building up ice ball's power on 15 versus a mon that has at least 400 BST. I don't like that this is the second mon that came out, but you do what you do. Fantastic. Absolutely awesome. Shout out to Knockoff. Okay. This thing has no special defense. Nice. Huge crit. Cool. We have 5 spouts left, and we have 9 mons. Again, I'm gonna put the Lumberry on. We don't want anything weird happening. And I think if we get something that's like relatively low BST or weak to ice, we just hit Ice Ball on the last mon. I think that's honestly the play. Ha! Let's go. I will absolutely take a Shen Ninja right now, man. Absolutely. Knockoff coming in the clutch. We can't afford to trick right now. Like, I do not want to take damage. I think we do this. That's great. That's less great. Please use return more. That's fine. Okay. Let's go. Easy every time, baby. All right, we have 2 spouts, 3 mons. If we're in an extremely bad spot, we have 2 heals. Realistically, we just spout the first 2 mons we see, just based on how, okay, now we're very good on heals. I think we spout the first 2 mons we see and then just hope that the last mon isn't something ridiculous. Yeah, we're definitely not, it's not like fantastic for us, but if I have to pop a heal, I will. Cool. Okay, that thing does not have, I'm gonna say that it has like not great special defense and its HP is like, okay. The frick? Spout is still, let's see, like, let's just say 90. 135, 90, 135, and then it's still 100 power. I think we still have to spout here because it brought this mon out immediately and I don't like that. I think we want to take out the mon that comes out first in this situation. I don't like this. Yo, Snatch is fantastic. Come on. Let's go! And with that, we are free from Rick Tunnel and nothing can stop us. No! Oh my God, I threw, dude, my controller. Everything is fine. Everyone relax. I am a trained professional. Oh my God, dude. Okay, hold up. It had a Lepa! No chance! No! I have made a terrible mistake. I made a boo-boo. This was my bad. And this is where the margin of error in Super Kaizo is so small. A small error of me accidentally running into a trainer just cost me 2 extremely useful heals that we need for the future. But luckily, we're out. I once again have to face the rival in the tower. His first mon gives us a bit of a scare, but the rest of his mons melt to the ultimate power that is Water Spout plus Drizzle. The big prize of beating Rock Tunnel and Rival here is we now get a huge amount of item rolls. But unfortunately for us, we didn't roll any items that help our PP situation. So this is what it comes down to. With no PP items, we need to get a big move at 50. If we don't, we'll be forced to once again use Trick on a ton of trainers that I would normally keep for our Pivot Mon. The entire run hinges on this one move. And the level 50 move is Bubble Beam. An absolutely huge pull. Bubble Beam's base power is 65, but with Stab and Drizzle, it powers up all the way to 146, effectively being as strong as normal Water Spout. And most importantly, it has 20 uses. After grinding away for new moves, the game finally throws us a bone. We opt to finally let go of Trick for Bubble Beam, as there aren't many trainers we'll have the opportunity to steal items from. With this new move, we head back to Surge. This thing's gonna have like drought or something. No! No! No chance! No way! Oh, it's still no. Oh, no way. Okay, we're fine. Get out of here, Mewtwo. What an annoying first trainer, dude. We should be good to use Bubble Beam here. Well, Surge actually has, on average, lower BST mons. I probably use Spout on this guy, though. High BST mon, level 35, 100%. A lot of HP. Are you kidding me right now? All right, we have to Spout. This is a resisted mon. I think we only save the Spouts for resists. That's also one of his higher level mons too. Okay, we have killed the Sunflora many times and it hasn't really been a threat. Vine Whip is not that scary and it's 24 levels lower than us. Flareon, that's an easy Bubble Beam. Again, we have great special attack right now. Bubble Beam is doing its job. Okay. Spout on the last one. Blow him out. Surge offers us little resistance, and the decision to skip him pays off as his TM is Refresh, a banned move. But the big news is, one of the two items we unlock by beating Surge gives us an Elixir, a PP move that restores 10 PP to all moves. A huge pull. With Surge defeated, we immediately move on to Erica's gym. Erica's gym has a lot of mons, but with our pickable Bubble Beam and the item pool of Elixir, we're in a very good spot to help clear her. But her gym is no joke, and while Bubble Beam is a great pull, I still need to be mindful of Water Spout's connection to percentage of HP, as I ended up wasting a lot of my heals in a completely avoidable situation. An Elixir in case things go awry. We've got a big heal. We're saving Water Spout for things that resist. We are kind of running low on Bubble Beams. Something to be mindful about. We have a Lumberry, but that's annoying. Now Water Spout is a lot less valuable. 6 mons, 2 spouts, 8 moves altogether. Gar. It's fast, but again, we have 139 HP. Raichu. Okay. Absolutely pressing the Water Spout button here, dude. No questions asked. That thing coming out as the leadoff mon is like very concerning. I think we Spout here again. It's the level 44. Yeah. Man, team has not been a problem up to this point. That's fine. I don't think this thing will have an electric move. Everyone make sure to follow Plusle, dude. For being a homie, dude. With Erica down, we pick up the last TM we'll see before Safari Zone, and boy is it a doozy. Erica gives us Giga Drain. Is this even randomized? And while I won't teach it to my current Mon, this is one of the biggest pools of a TM we can get here. You see, in Kaizo Ironmon, healing moves that do damage are banned, as they are extremely powerful, but in Super Kaizo, they are allowed due to the huge amount of item pulls we take away, as well as the small likelihood of getting far in any of these runs. If we reach Safari Zone and can find a good mon to teach this to, we can put ourselves into an awesome position to set ourselves up for a deep run. Next up on the list is Rocket Hideout, and we still have to be mindful of how we use our moves, as Giovanni is basically a gym leader here, along with a few of his crony fights. Thankfully, I pick up another Lepa Berry, which gives us a huge safety net to get to the Safari Zone. All right, what's the move? Hi. I don't think we take this. I still need knockoff. Like, if we run into a mon that has water absorb, we are so toast if I take this. If I did not have Bubble Beam, we would have taken this, but I gotta have Ice Ball in case we run into something with water absorb, because I cannot use knockoff to defeat a water absorb mon. I might have to use the Leppa, dude. I don't like this. I think we don't put the Leppa on. I think we have faith in the beam. Oh, hot dang. All right, we do not use this. We do not use, this is 1000% reserved for Giga Drain on the pivot. With Rocket Hideout behind us, we face our last test with saving Mr. Fuji in Pokemon Tower. Again, I don't like new encounter. New encounter just means opportunities for sadness. What? I peed my pants, dude. I genuinely peed my pants. That's incredible. I mean, we have really good special defense, so that made a huge difference, but like that like bounced off of us. Okay, I'm going to put another Lumberry on because I am not getting this close just to lose. I am so nervous right now. One more Mon and we basically get to Safari. Thank God. After a journey that began all the way back on Route 1, our Gyarados, a 4x weakness Mon that essentially had one good move for the entirety of the run, dodged many electric moves, and was even able to overcome a huge skill issue by the streamer, has finally made it to the Safari Zone. While Billy relied on an incredible moveset with amazing stats and speed, no Thunda had to get creative to ensure it made it this far. What I love about this run is that it shows there's a lot of ways you can get to the Safari Zone. Trick was huge in continuing to give us breadcrumbs that kept us going one fight at a time. And the hype of finally picking up a great move on level 50 was the final miracle that got us to the finish line. But today's story isn't finished. While this Gyarados was able to make it to the Safari Zone, getting to the Safari Zone isn't the only goal. And in my next video, I'm going to take you through the step-by-step process of picking the Pokemon that will take on No Thunda's legacy and carry it even further along.